Well, I really love what Brene Brown says about it, just dropping, coming out the gates talking about Brene, that she says that she recognizes that when joy comes through, she has a resistance to it because she thinks, I can't have joy without pain. Something bad's going to happen. And she's had to retrain her brain to accept that you can just have joy. Because it's not like you think to yourself, oh, a bad thing's happening. Oh, good, there's going to be a payoff in the end, which is often the case, right? But we do the flip of that where we're like, no, 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 I can't. And also, another thing that one of my good friends said recently is she said, women in our culture are raised to be codependent. And codependent means we put everyone else's needs, everyone else's pleasure ahead of our own. And I think a major factor of menopause that a lot of elder women who I'm friends with have said is that they stopped caring so much about what other people thought, making sure everybody else was taken care of, and they started taking care of themselves. And I think that pleasure can be about the community pleasure, but a big factor of it is you recognizing your right to it, that you have a right to create happiness for yourself. You have a right to bring in the things that bring you joy. And it is a privilege in some cases, but it's also a right to you. For you to choose that is a right. So women have a natural caretaking ability. And so remember that when you're trying to take care of your own needs, you're teaching all the young girls around you to do it. You're doing it for the collective women. If you need that inspiration to take care of yourself, remember you're doing it for other women too, that you're showing them how it's done.
This is what I tell my ladies, like if they're taking an hour out of their day to come to the Pilates class or to come to one of our events, you are showing you're not like doing something awful to your children. You're showing your children, mom needs some downtime. Mom needs to go do this thing for myself right now. You're modeling this behavior so that becomes the norm for your kids. Taking time for yourself, healthy boundaries, taking care of your physical health, mental health.
Kids do what they're witnessing far more than what they're told. Right? They're mirrors. And so how can you have to acknowledge that you can talk all day about feminist ideology, but the kid's going to do what they see is happening. And if you're behaving well by taking care of yourself, the kids will learn to take care of themselves too. I love ecstatic dance, and there's that, you can do that on Zooms. So dance can be affordable or cheap. You can dance in your house if you want to, and nobody is going to fight if you're doing a dance party in your house. The kids are going to join if you have kids. If your partner's not going to join, that's fine, but they're going to appreciate that you brought dance into the house. No one's offended by bringing dance in the house. And if they are, call me. We need to talk about your partnership. But so
put on some music, dance around. Don't be afraid to look
writing and journaling, making arts and crafts. I mean, I have during COVID, I got into rock painting with little spit, the little dot rock painting. And I'm not very good at it, but I love it. And don't get capitalist about your art. I'm a pro-capitalist. Don't get me wrong. I'm an entrepreneur, but people get so like, well, I'm not good at that. I couldn't sell my art. Who cares? Make ugly art.
Okay, let's talk about sex.
Yes.
In our culture, it's frowned upon, especially where I'm from in the South. There was not a lot of frank discussion around sex.
Well, let's talk about why you think that is. So why is it a taboo? Who has power when we talk about sex in our bodies? You do. When we're talking about empowered sex, it's the ultimate feminism. When I was 14, so I have this crazy German mom. And when I was 14, we went to New Orleans and she goes, I'm going to go buy Adrian a vibrator. And she very clearly did this in front of me to be like, sex is okay. And so I have a background of a mom who really pressured onto me that sex is okay and healthy.
I love it.
And
so if you didn't grow up with that in your life, what's an easy way to start talking about sex or talking about what you
There's
want?
a book called Come As You Are that is about getting in touch with your body. If we're going to have sex, I need to I want an epic round. I need to book time. We're booking a 2-hour slot here for my slot.
So communicating with your partner, setting aside some time.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to me how much I've learned. No one's a mind reader. They're not going to guess what you want.
You tell them what you want.
Verbalize. You have to say it out loud.
I like fingers. I don't like mouth. I like mouth. I don't like, don't touch my butt there. Please touch my butt there. I like bites. What do you like? What do you not? And let yourself be open and curious to see what you do like that maybe you're not so sure about, you know? Like I've always been curious to try that. And it's embarrassing. Look, I am a forthright person and I can act like I'm the most confident person in the room. But when I get in the bedroom, I get real shy asking for what I want. I get really like, can we try this one thing? Like the thing about you got to make them feel that they are not messing up from the beginning. And if it's, and tell them it's an experiment. So if I'm not, I don't know if I'm liking that after all, um and make it but make sure it's not about them messing up. That's not going to help.
All right. So the reason I called you up for this interview is because I got a menopause course starting Tuesday, September 12th. We're going to talk, the last week is sex and pleasure. We're also covering nutrition, protein and produce, walking and weights, and then rest and digest, how to bring yourself down into that parasympathetic state. So I'm going to put a link below on how to sign up for that. Jenna, let's talk about how to get more Jenna time. Tarot readings.
Yep. So I do tarot readings. I'm obviously sex positive with that. And I also want to say one more thing I just thought of though, is vibrators are cheap from China. Go on wish.com and go get yourself some treats.
Yeah.
Get yourself some joy toys is
Yes.
the last thing I want to say on the sex stuff. And now I can say, come in for a tarot reading and talk to me about your joy toys if you want. I'm here for it. I'm an open book. I love, and the beautiful thing about a tarot reading is it's an opportunity for you to get open about things that you may not get open about with other people. So thanks for having me on here.
It's
And
always a pleasure to visit with you.
I hope I didn't blush too much. But
Nope.
yeah, go out there and twiddle your piddle and have a great day of it. We have, my last thought on this is we have these bodies, these meat suits that bring pain, that have challenges. It's ours to bring the joy and enjoy the pleasure of sensation that these bodies offer. It's magical that these amazing bodies can carry such incredible feelings in them and can enjoy and become enraptured in a complete release through pleasure. It's magic that we can do that. And I am of the absolute belief that it is divine grace that we can do that to make up for all the pain in the ass of being alive and going through menopause. So, it's your
Well
duty to
put.
make up for all the challenge by having some fun.
All right. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.